And he was listening to my brother have more of the smear campaign of like, oh, he's a drug addict and blah 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 blah, blah whatever my brother could throw at me to um, tarnish my image and my character, and you know, you know that's what his tactics. So anyway, here I am now. Things are better. So it's not great yet, but it's getting better, and I make way more than most people do, so my salary's not bad. I got this job; it's good, and slowly I can afford to start rebuilding my life and affording legal protection that I should have had a long time ago. Taking my brother to court, restraining him from me, so I don't have to deal with his shit anymore. Hopefully, restraining him from my mom. Having him uh, answer for all the shit that he's done. One way or another, whether it's criminal court or civil court, or push it on the child, like just me, like beating the crap out of him because he deserves it, and I can't believe it. He's gotten away with all of this, and I've never even decked him once. That he just really deserves the punch. No, real, he deserves so much more that other people have told me. Like some guys that I met in jail, they're like, you need to like really just, clean his clock. This other people were like, you should just, like, I'll just go over there and, bury him over in Arizona, and no one will hear from him again or something, because he's really like not. I mean, the only person that he really matters to is my mom, and that's because he's, regardless of the fact that he abuses her. It's just my mom's way. She's just a saint to a fault, to take the abuse and will not bring charges, against my brother. So I have to do that, and I'm doing it alone, and it's been hard, but I have the money now, and that's the start. So now I got to get to work. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing much better though. Doing much better. It's an uphill climb, and I'm doing better. So there you go. So I just finally So I had this last year. I was working finally after a few years of like. Now the hardest part of like this was not that I was just homeless. I was homeless and disabled. Like I had a disability from the PTSD. So it wasn't like all the time I could just find work either. Like I was looking for work, but at the same time, I was too disabled to work. And at the same time, people who are disabled are supposed to get income from the government. I wasn't even getting income from the government. Like I was wrapped up with a court case for my SSI, and I missed the case because like I was in jail and all this fucking shit. And like I had no car, I had no one helping me out. And then my state disability was already exhausted when I was with Rebecca, and so yeah, I was just like couch surfing and doing whatnot, doing really things that are just degrading and stuff just for a place to sleep. And the things that I've experienced is very, very traumatic. Just the things I could tell people are just like, it's just so shocking, some of the stuff that I've experienced, that it's just like unbelievable. Like you couldn't even fathom shit like that. You couldn't even think up like horrors like that I've experienced. It's just terrible. Anyway, it's on a lighter point. It's all about friendship and support, and trying to salvage what I can of the last half of my life, and follow my dreams, and hopefully be reunited with my mother before she passes away. That's really my biggest thing. She really needs me. I need him, and my brother is just a very evil person and a sick person. And it's one thing to all this shit that he's done to me that I can go over there and break his face open. And you know what? I'd love to go to jail for something actually like that I'm guilty of. Like I would be happy to go to jail if I beat the shit out of my brother, and he's this guy who's abused me. Like he's now a cop caller because he's like bullies. Bullies are only pick on people they can get away with picking on, and then like And the last time I was like standing next to him in my mom's house, he was goading me to fucking like, come on, then, come on, hit me. And he was holding the phone. He was ready to call the police. So, like just fucking stupid shit like that. You know, it's like the fact that he's a cop car, man. We need to just duke it out like we did originally, and I won, and that's why he just got by her. And now, you know, I'd love to put him in the hospital and go, okay, I'll spend a month or two in jail. But this time, I'm not like fucking going, I'm in jail wrongfully, which was part of the trauma that I experienced being put in jail for visiting my mom on a restraining order she didn't want to be on, that was granted by perjury for my brother frauding the court, and me being homeless and my mom constantly calling me, crying, worrying about me. And I just wanted just to go over and comfort her and give her a hug and tell her I'm okay. And then I go to jail for that. And I went to jail for that. That this whole court, the whole legal system is being like played by my brother, used and uh, for his own like sadistic, selfish, fucked up purposes of like cruelty and control. And anyway, hopefully these are all things that I can have a lawsuit for now. And days coming closer and closer. So I splurged a little bit on this last paycheck, but it's okay. These are some of the things I needed, and I needed to get out. I need to get laid, and I'm not there yet, but it's all an uphill climb. And yeah, and the good thing is I'm making well over $100,000 a year. I'm making 130, not bad. And then with reviews and raises and stuff that'll come along the line. I'm in a good industry, and it took so long to find. I had this contract with this company, and then the contract ended, and then I was back on, and then I went on unemployment, and then that ran out, and then I was back to square one, and then I had to sell my car and to come back to here. I don't know. I don't want to get into all. There's a lot of shit that I've experienced. Maybe I'll put it all in my memoirs. I don't know, but which reminds me, it's time to book an appointment with my therapist. I'm trying to get back in the habit of talking to a therapist. So there we go. That's something to do there. And yeah, 2 steps forward, right? There we go. And now I'm smoking a vape, which is great. Oh, I got some in this slot that I'm not supposed to. Here we go. Let's take a towel. Let's use that. Wipe that up. Close that up there. All right, so I bought a wardrobe from the thrift store. Yay. So I have clothes now. Yay. The last guy I was staying with, I left bags there because I was moving around and I couldn't really carry the stuff, being virtually like in vagrancy, like having a place to stay and then not, and then having to carry these bags and door dashing on foot to make $1. Crazy shit like that. And like I found a suitcase. I left it at this guy's house, and then he was treating me like shit and flipping out on me. And then I was just like, I was biting my tongue for so long because I had nowhere else to go. It's another fucked up situation. There's people who take advantage and like kick people when they're down when they can get away with that shit. And it just sick and pisses me out when people do that. And so many people have done that. I don't know how many times in the last 5 years since like, and since I've been with Rebecca, her parents did this to me too. I have been, starting with my brother, I have been kicked out, locked out of my of my residence, of my place where I live, without 30 days notice, which is a legal right to everybody who lives somewhere, that you need 30 days to go to be uh, to be legally put out, of a place. Like, you need 30 days to find another place to live.
but so many people have just put me out without those 30 days. And that's all things that I could sue over now, because that's it's not a crime. It's libel. It's against the law to to lock someone out of their place where they live. It's illegal to it's illegal, especially if they're disabled and you're putting them on the street. Man, that's not cool. You know what's not cool is our society that has left me on the street. You know what's the biggest thing the hardest thing, the biggest just eye-opening world that I've experienced is what it's like understanding homelessness, understanding being homeless, understanding why those people on the street, that people that are suffering while other people are just walking by, stepping over them, while they're drunk on the concrete, or those people who are like walking around screaming to themselves. I know why they do that, because I've done that. I've done that. When you're so angry and you've been so fucked by society and there's no one else to talk to, you have to fucking talk to someone, and you start yelling to yourself because you have to. It's a sad place. And there's people like that. These are people who are like victims of their society. Like, no one should be homeless in America, as rich as we are. No one should be hungry. No one should be homeless. No one should have to suffer or be alone. You know what I mean? At least we got like socialized medicine now. Wow. How long did it take for us to get Medicare, Medicaid, people who are poor? Food stamps are nice, okay, general relief, which is what's called, uh, what is that stuff called? What it used to be called welfare, right? And in Los Angeles, it's like you get what, $200 a month? What can you do with $200 a month? But like fucking buy booze and drugs or something to fucking self medicate the fact that you're destitute. You're not working. And here's the thing: it's like people don't understand. People really don't understand how people are home. Like, first of all, people who have never experienced homelessness or know anything about that shit. People don't understand. First of all, shelters. Shelters are horrible. Okay, the fact that there's a shelter, most homeless people don't want to go to the shelter because they're so bad. There's people defecating, and you have to sleep on the floor. You have to sleep next to people who are stealing from you, who are shitting themselves, who are talking to themselves, who are violent with you. It's. I think it's even worse with COVID. Like, they're spreading around diseases with each other. It's just bad as fucking county jail. But and then at the shelters, like, you wouldn't even get like adequate rest because the sleep is so bad. You're sleeping on a mat on the floor, and then you're like woken up at 6 a.m. Get the fuck up. And then it doesn't matter how tired you are, you're not allowed to sleep until and then you have to go out and you have to come back. And then where do you go? If you're too tired, now you didn't get enough sleep, and then, if you don't have the shelter, then what are you doing? You're spending all your time looking for food and shelter, or you're going to the shelter and then dealing with the shelter. And then you're too miserable and tired to even look for work. And, people need a place to live, and they need to shower, and they need stability before they can get work, And then you have people who are, and then you have psychiatric problems, and like people like me with PTSD, it's just horrible, man. That's why a lot of people will tent up, But what's the worst thing? The hardest thing about being homeless? And some places you don't have to experience this. Like when I was in Sacramento, homeless people congregate. They group up. Everywhere else, you're alone. When you're homeless, you are by yourself. You are alone. Doesn't matter if you have friends on Facebook or whatever. Bro, no one looking out for you. You're starving, or you're poor. You are sleeping and living in the same set of clothes that stink. Maybe you get to wash. Maybe you get some free clothes sometimes. You have no property, and what property you do have, you have to watch, and sometimes, you have to, and these days you need a phone, and like, man, there's lucky for Obama phones, but like, if you don't have Wi-Fi, people stealing your USB charger cables, and we do that all the time in shelters, man. Oh boy, I was just lucky that I was just lucky that I had a laptop I carried with me and was able to find work on it. And I had a career to actually climb back. But that's all I needed was like 30, 60 days. And my friend here in Virginia, all the way on the other side of the country, was willing to give me a room and place to stay long enough for me to look for work. And unfortunately, when I got there, it was like I wasn't on my A game anymore. I was broken down. And I was fucked up in the head from post traumatic stress and depression. And I needed time to lick my wounds and heal before I could go back to work. I was being pushed to like, all right, okay, you got this pad and you got to work now. You got to find a job. Oh, I'm gonna look for a job, but at the same time, like I'm fighting the fucking I'm fighting the stress, the post traumatic stress, the trauma, the experiences, the things that are ruminating on like over and over, brother and shit. That's just the horrible things that are just playing through my head that have not been just shocking and can't process because it's too much. Anyway, so there you go. That's a lot of things that I need to explain. And now it's good enough. And now it's time to go to work. So I'm going to work now. Hooray for work. Okay, let's do it. There. Got rhino pills. I get late soon. I'll paper up. Oh, good lord. Paper up. All right, let's see when my buddies at my work order. Oh, shit. I have a 2 p.m. appointment. Yeah. 2 p.m. Pacific. 2 Pacific. 5 p.m. Should be good. I got an appointment. Tasks and projects I've been code libraries as well as Android apps would be useful to to some uh, um, and uh, um, uh, to share with Ryan and Ryan, the features of uh, I've which uh, really good to compare I think since has going to just make a bid video showing explain demonstrating its features that are interesting and related to and I was and I found that there are different streaming studio apps to um, understand like Streamlabs has an Android Astrid, I think. Studio. And I stumbled upon online researching how to stri- uh, uh, stream out RTMP uh, uh, from camera smart glasses, which from looking at HDMI dongles and dongles and their use cases. So the list I all the county all the uh, projects. Um, um, sorry. Um, Launching API. Uh, uh, mm, Vision. Plus CV. Explant. Plus. Yeah. Oof. Mm, Content creator. Uh, Front end and back end. Android. Web. RTC. Host guest. Um, Stream test. And supporting products. To products. All right, so I got clothes. So let's put it in my clothes. Check my clothes, maybe. See what I'm doing today. Oh, that's right. I got things to write down that I gotta do too. Oh man, I got a point. Oh, that was the other thing. So let's call back. All right, let's do that next. I gotta do this now on this phone. Oh, good lord. All right, let's see if I can. Let's see if I can do it on this phone. Oh, good lord. Good lord. So the cool thing about Camify is that if I minimize it, it keeps streaming. Yay! All right. Now we go into my voice messages. All right, let's write with my pen. I like writing with a pen. Anyway. Okay, so we gotta do. Okay, so Jira documentation. During project management. We gotta do scheduling appointments, including what am I including? Oh god. Including tomorrow dentist's office. We should something. All that um, lodging, public lodging between 28th and 3rd. And the next paycheck is we gotta call the dentist office. I'm gonna call the gonna call them to the eye doctor right now. Okay, we're gonna work on projects. Yeah. We gotta do the we gotta buy cards. From what is that site? CC Uni something. CC Union or something. CVV Union. Something like that. All right, and then we need to take a nap. Nap. We gotta also return the carbons. We also have to sign up for the gym. Okay, and then we have to do Stripe test. Stripe test. Then we got to do some open CV study. We got to do some AI study research. Oh yeah. So then put Jira tasks organized into time slots for calendar itinerary. I need to order modafinil. Right. Maybe call back a primary care physician. That's a good start. A lot of stuff right there. Good start. Oh yeah. Forgot. File. Pay. IRS. And then file 2019 tag. Follow up on doc loan student loan forgiveness. What else can we do? Okay. Organize budget for paying back owed to Ace Cash and Capital One. Buy bicycle. Sign up to gym. That's a good start. All right. That's good shit. Yeah. Not music yet. So is this thing going? It feels hot. It probably is. Yeah, it is. There's my camera phone. Woohoo! Alright. Reopen that guy. I don't know if we can do the mirror, but we can try. Okay. Stripe, then Cash App, and also Verizon or T-Mobile, iPhone, Venturing Pro, with Meredith. Let's do that. So, and make note of purchases for later. Slider, printer, etc. This people back. Oh, look at my funny face. I got one of these things too for this. Where's it? Suction cup. These things are suction cups. Why is it not working? Why is it not working? Oh, maybe if I did this, I stick it. Oh, good idea. Now I can just bring that down like that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice. Let me fix that thing. Yes, my name is Lahel Kovac. I had an appointment today.